Hello, everyone. Today we're going to take a brief look at how ChatGPT is used in finance and see what other people are doing. I basically researched the SSRN Social Science Research Network website and what papers have been loaded there. So the first one that came to my search was that ChatGPT had been used by Fed researchers to analyze the FOMC meeting. Yeah, so this is probably one place where finances use it. So what they call Fed speak is to describe the technical language used by a Fed Reserve to communicate monetary policy decisions. These researchers evaluate the ability to GPT model to classify the stance on whether to tighten the interest rate or lower or raise the interest rate of the FOMC announcement. And it seems they do a good job. So this is one area where people use it. Another place is by researchers at University of Florida. They forecast the stock market returns using the headlines. So if you give the headlines to ChatGPT, in fact, they tried also to GPT-1, 2, and BERT model, but ChatGPT seems to outperform this sentiment analysis, whether to look at the headline of the news and see whether it's a positive sentiment or negative, whether the stock market will go up or down. Okay. And then here is to manage the portfolios for multi-factor investing in the long horizon. So you can imagine that the portfolio optimization and managing can be done. Also, ChatGPT can be useful in that too. And this is a little bit a similar line of work, the ChatGPT, what's the impact of the ChatGPT in the stock market? And when the workforce are more substitutable to AI techniques, then they find those companies' stock returns. So it is, I guess, an implication of what ChatGPT will do to the companies. And here is the occupational impact, isn't it? That when ChatGPT is introduced, some of the mundane white-collar tasks can be augmented with ChatGPT, and then what kind of professions are likely to be exposed by the introduction of ChatGPT. And here is the financial robot advisor. They take the financial literacy test and advice utilization task and see how ChatGPT will perform in there. And it turns out that ChatGPT does a reasonable job in doing this. I mean, there's still ways to improve, but it seems it's getting there. I guess the next generation ChatGPTs will even be better. Here is an interesting work, and I thought, with ChatGPT, we worry about that white-collar jobs will be displaced. How large is going to be that impact and all this? Here are some researchers at Rotterdam and INSEAD looked at earlier event in 2016 and 17, the Google introduction of neural network-based translation, and that reduce the need for online labor market in translation, any of these, and they take a look at the different diff design that reduce the number of human translation transactions. And so that could be also an impact study of what ChatGPT will do to our market. Here's another occupational impact, how the ChatGPT impacts the labor market. And assess the ChatGPT impact. I guess there are a lot of studies that are interested in doing these sort of studies. And here is in cryptocurrency. So here they analyze the returns of AI-themed crypto assets around the launch of the ChatGPT, and then there was a significant response in the stock market after the introduction of the ChatGPT. So, and this is a study on the NLP, natural language processing. So how does it do? And then, not surprisingly, GPT-4 does a superb job in over this language translations and all this stuff. Another study, so naturally with ChatGPT in finance, there's a lot of interest in NLP-based finance applications. And people look a lot of that. And here is a GPT Quant. It's a chatbot, AI chatbot for investment strategies, and studying these kind of GPT study for finance in terms of the chatbots. Here is the ChatGPT, and it can decipher complex information, and ChatGPT can help to explain these predictions, and it could be helpful for people with less financial background to understand. So I guess it helps disseminate financial knowledge. This is a broader question, and looks at various aspects of ChatGPT in the finance industry. And here is a research that ChatGPT can assist the finance research, and what they do, it basically just does a broad assessment on what ChatGPT will do in terms of finance research, and what topics it can be good and what can be a bit weaker and needs some more improvement. So the rest of them are just, I thought it was interesting. It's not necessarily finance, but you would expect that the legal profession, ChatGPT is also a concern. So ChatGPT taking law school exams or bar exams. Here's another bar exam. And then here is ChatGPT for medical discipline. So in medical, in MD, would it replace the MD? I guess it's kind of the concern. So what is strong and what is weak, there's an assessment study for that. Another study that for medical school to see the impact of the ChatGPT. Right? So that was all for now. I guess as the time passes, the application of ChatGPT will increase, and we'll see more of those kind of research. Thank you for watching this episode.